Welcome to the last day of calendar summer. It is Friday, September 20th, 2024. It's about 6:05 in the morning. We're here at the Glacier Gorge Trailhead, and today, Christine and I, we're going to try to summit Storm Peak, and we're going an alternate route. People usually go from the boulder field, but today we're starting here. The first sign we hit here, we're going to take a right, and very shortly after you hit your next sign, where we're going to take a left and head towards Alberta Falls. Correction to myself before, this is the second to last day of calendar summer, and we usually take the fire trail up this way. However, today Christine and I are hiking around Alberta Falls. We're taking a guess that it might be a little more direct if you want to go to the North Longs Peak Trail, which is our next destination. And we're doing an out and back route today, so we're hiking back this way, and the aspens are in full color. So stay tuned near the end of the video. I'm going to get some great shots on the way back. Check out that sky. We've hit our next split where we will be taking a left on the Boulder Brook Trail. It took us 42 minutes to hike about 1.6 miles. We have reached the Boulder Brook campsite cutoff. From the trip report that I read, they said across the trail, look for another little trail that goes out to a privy and start your bushwhack from it. Right here. This might be it right here. But to get here, it took us 1 hour and 40 minutes to hike about 3.9 miles. We walked down the main trail just a little bit to make sure we were cutting off at the right spot, but we did cut across at that last shot I showed you. And here's a campground, but we're taking a trail behind it that's pointing south. Oh, this ended up being the right choice. Here's the sign to the privy. So we go to it and beyond it and start bushwhacking through the trees to the tree line. And according to the GPS, as the crow flies, we only have about 1.8 miles to the summit of Storm Peak. However, we still have about 3,000 feet left of elevation gain. And actually that little social trail was going southeast. From the passage I read, past the privy, you're supposed to start bushwhacking south. So we're going over this log and starting it right here. So far there's a few down trees on the bushwhack, but there's plenty of space to get around and over them. This is not that bad so far. The down trees started getting a little thicker over there, so we moved to our left a little bit. Now we got enough space to keep walking. Starting to see the edge of the tree line through there. It got nasty through this field, a lot of ruts, and as you can hear the water over there. So I got over here a little bit and the ruts dried out where you could walk in them, and we're scooting back in the trees so we can avoid that mess. Oh yeah, up and down here, so much better. I believe we're going to do something like this. We're going to stop here for a quick break right above the tree lines or so. And to get out here, it took us 2 hours and 35 minutes to hike about 4.8 miles. We had about a 10-minute break and we're starting our workout up this hill, going in a general direction around here. And we still have about 2,000 vertical feet left to the summit from here. We're about to get off the grass here and start in on the boulders. And for the first time today, Storm Peak shows itself. Now that we're getting a little bit closer, my first guess is I'm gonna go this way and then hang up there, gain the ridge, and then walk it over to the summit. And it's definitely a hell of a workout getting up this hill. But you can see there's plenty of grass between the rocks. So the terrain's not too bad. We're just having to gain a lot of vertical feet in a short amount of distance. And from here, as the crow flies, we have about a third of a mile to the summit and still about 900 vertical feet left. But the route I'm gonna take, kind of going straight here, then I'm gonna turn up to the right, gain that low point, and from there, I'll take it out to Storm Peak. We're still grinding our way up, one step at a time. Getting close to gaining that ridge. And now that we've gotten to this point, I'm turning left and taking it straight to Storm Peak. We came from down that way. Christine went around that side up here, and I went around this side. And we're looking at the home stretch. We just about got it. All right, we have finally made it to Storm Peak. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Boom! Storm Peak in the books. And to hike out here, it took us 4 hours and 52 minutes to hike about 6.4 miles. Yeah, a couple of years ago, we got Mount Lady, Washington, and then we came down to the boulder field and tried to come up to Storm Peak. But at that time, it was like early July, and there was too much snow on this side, and it got real steep, and so we turned around and hike failed this summit, but not today. And I know this middle hump and that third hump are both part of this summit, but from my reading, they were both almost a class 3 to get over to. So we're calling it right here.
Yeah, see that teeny tent way down there?
Yep. Oh yeah. Would you say most of the rocks were stable on the hike up?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, used to be a Summit Register. I might be able to find one in here somewhere, maybe. And if I remember from Lisa Foster's book, getting this Summit from the Longs Peak trailhead was about 6.3 miles one way, so 12.6 total. This one's gonna be very close to that. Oh, by this busted connector here, inside here we found a Summit Register. The weather is awesome today, and we've taken an hour break here at the top. I'm gonna get one last shot before we head out. The wind has been almost non-existent the entire time we've been up here, and just at the end of our break it's starting to pick up just a little bit, and it's about 10 till noon, but we're heading down now. And about at this point, I'm going to turn to the right and start heading down in this general direction. At this point in the hike, we're starting to get a lot more grass between the rocks. Our pace is picking up just a little bit. Making our way back to the tree line. So in a general sense, down here, we're gonna hit the trees. There's like a space between two little clusters of trees. I'm gonna aim for that, and then we're gonna bend to the left and go back into the tree line. There's the two tree clusters I was aiming for previously. Go straight through it and down to the left from what my route is showing from this morning. We're getting into the bushwhack, back down towards the Boulder Brook Trail. Oh, I remember this from this morning. This is the little mini field of streams.
So far, this isn't bad.
Yeah, staying along this side, we've almost bypassed all those little divots. We came through this morning from my route somewhere over there and crossed that little field, and it was treacherous. Now, here we go. This is where we should have started it this morning, off this rock slab. We've made it back to the trail system just about. There's the privy, and then this way down to the Boulder Brook Trail. Back down to the trail system, where we will be taking a left 3.9 miles back to the car. And to get to this point, our totals for the day are 7 hours and 58 minutes and 8.8 miles. We've made it back to where we want to take a right, and we're going to take the Alberta Falls Trail back to the trailhead, because I promised to get you guys some shots of the aspens. We got greens and yellows here. You got all kinds of colors right here. The beginning of the Glacier Gorge Trail is perfect for getting the colors of the aspens. Oh, we're almost back to the car and they're everywhere. This is awesome. And we're done. Made it back to the car and we got Storm Peak in the books for the first time. That was awesome. A beautiful weather day. Couldn't ask for better. And the leaves are turning. You got greens, yellows, reds, oranges. It was awesome. It took us about almost 4 miles to get to that campsite to break off for our bushwhack. And the bushwhack wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that thick. And then when we got out of the trees, it was just a long slog up that hill. Just one step at a time. And there's no other way around 4,000 plus feet of elevation.
No.
But that's one way to get Storm Peak. The other option's to go from the Longs Peak Trailhead and up to the Boulder Field, and you can go that way. And if I'm not mistaken, they're similar distances, so choose your own adventure. Storm Peak, here are the stats today. It took us 9 hours and 23 minutes to hike about 12.6 miles, and the total elevation gain today is 4,535 feet. So we'll see you guys next weekend on the next fall hike. Boom!